Sean, John, and Amy here at Marie Selby Botanical Gardens historic Spanish Point campus to talk to you about our January EcoQuest Digging Deeper, which focuses on the indigenous peoples of Sarasota and Manatee County and the indigenous plants that they used.
Berries and wood from vegetation such as trees and shrubs that were available to the indigenous peoples may have been used as dyes, pigments, or to even make paint. For example, the red and black mangrove, the bark could be used to make different colored dyes. Wild lime could be used to make yellow dye, and even the cedar tree may have been used to make dye.
So Amy talked about the different berries that could be used to make dyes and pigments and paints. And one of those berries is the stopper. There are a lot of different types of stoppers. I'm standing right in front of one here that's grown into quite the tree. Well, oftentimes it'll be found as a large shrub, but it'll grow up into a tree as well. There are several species that are here at Historic Spanish Point, in addition to other berry producing plants that would have been highly likely to have been used for dyeing. Things like beautyberry, things like snowberry, and others. And these are generally the understory plants to the larger trees above. So those larger trees would be the red cedars, the live oaks, the hickories, and then below them and filling in are the stoppers, the myrcines, marlberry, and many of these other native plants that produce berries that could be both eaten by the indigenous people as well as used for their art. But what we haven't talked about is all the plants that can be eaten. And so here I'm standing in front of a big sea grape, which produces lots of edible fruit. And then there's also actual grapes growing on the vines in the woods. And then you have things like native blueberries and snowberries that they could gather to augment their diet of seafood and animals from the woods. And so they had everything that they needed here for their lifestyle, coming from the native plants and everything else that they could harvest from Little Sarasota Bay.
Right now we're standing here at an exhibit called A Window to the Past at the Marie Selby Botanical Gardens Historic Spanish Point campus. And in this exhibit you get a glimpse of the inside of our Shell Ridge Midden. And this will show you where archaeologists have conducted past excavations. And in those excavations, they're able to recover seeds, maybe plant fibers, remnants of different vegetation that may have been cooked, and ceramics, and they're able to take that information, research that, determine how the Native Americans were interacting day to day with their surrounding environment and how they were using that vegetation. And then we can compare that to what we do know today. And if you want to learn more, come visit us here at the Historic Spanish Point campus.
Wow. Did I learn a lot about archaeology here today, and I hope you all will continue exploring the wide variety and diversity of Florida's native plants and learn more about the indigenous peoples and tribes and the Floridians that have used them throughout the ages and continue to use them today. So that's all for this week, and we hope you all will come out and explore these plants with us during the January EcoQuest Digging Deeper.